I think they just don't know better, because
Right.
they have these properties and they're amazing. They're so great properties, and they're just thinking about how many beds they can, get in there and how much money they can get for it. But if they're thinking about your experience, they're going to get that rented over and over again, and they're going to get amazing reviews.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I'm your host, Micah Johnson. And today I'm joined by Andrea, who's been making serious moves in the real estate design space now for 23 years. Andrea, welcome in. Glad to have you.
Hi.
I'm excited for you to be here. You're doing something that I realized from a few friends that own companies in this space, that the value of it is tremendous. And if you're going to be a professional at it, it's the way it's going. It's just the way it's going. So I'm pumped for you to share the value that you have and dig in. So for folks that aren't familiar with you yet, tell us a little more about yourself and what your main focus is right now.
Okay. My name is Andrea. Thank you for the intro. 23 years sounds like a long time, and I started when I was 10. Just kidding.
Exactly.
Um,
See?
so
Prodigy.
yes, I'm a prodigy. I was a design prodigy. No, no. I've been doing this a long time, and I love what I do. But this year, for those of you who aren't familiar with me, I'm from Authentik Home. We're in Fullerton, California, Orange County. For those who don't know where Fullerton is, it's by Disneyland. But um, we this year are really focusing on vacation rental designs and short-term rentals, which is a whole new thing for our business, but is a really rapid um, performing kind of niche in the interior design world, but it really shouldn't be a surprise to our industry. And it's really something that's folding into your industry right now. So I'm excited to dive into that. And we're really excited about the services that we're developing towards that end, and excited to talk about it today.
Love that. Well, take us there. Take us on a little trip here. What led you to where you are today? How'd all this begin?
In design or in vacation rental
Wherever
design?
you want to start.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm gonna make the design story short and sweet because
Okay.
I could
Deal.
talk about that for an hour, and then I'll lead you into the vacation design rental because that one is funny too. But in design, I became a designer by accident, and it is a great story. And I think I made a blog about it, so go read it. But in design, it is a kind of funny story. But I was going to be a teacher. I was going to be a
Okay.
teacher, come from a family of teachers. That was what I was going to do. I took a summer off from school, and this was a very long time ago. We did not have the internet for jobs. We had the newspaper. People might not remember this, but we had the newspaper, and there was a job listing at a design showroom. and it was for a receptionist. And so I needed a summer job. So I went and I applied for this summer job. And behind the counter was this kind of scruffy looking guy. He had like kind of smudgy dirt on his face. And
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
rough around the edges, and I had my little resume, and I'm in my little dress, and he goes, "Oh, do you want to interview?" And I said, "Oh yeah, sure, whenever you guys could do that." And he goes, "How about right now?" And I said, "Okay." Turns out he was the owner. He was the owner, but he had been on a delivery. He had been delivering some furniture because someone had called out sick that day. So I have this interview in his office and we're talking, and he goes, "Well, good news and bad news. I actually already hired the receptionist, but I'm looking for a designer." And I said, "I know nothing about design. I am going to school to be a theater teacher." And he said, "You're really good with people. I bet you would be really good at this job." And I said, I don't know what is going on with you, but you're wrong." And I was very young. And he said, "I just have a feeling about you." So, anyways, long story short, I got hired at this design showroom. I loved it. And I went back to school and I became a designer. And I've never left the industry since. And I absolutely love what I do, which probably comes across because I'm here now. So that's a story of how I got to design. So it's kind of a funny story.
Love
But
that. I love it.
yeah.
People's journeys to real estate are so fascinating to me because
Yeah.
it's always kind of like that. It's
Yeah.
kind of like life threw it in their way.
Yeah.
Never would have guessed it, not what they thought they
Yeah.
were going to do. I never dreamed of being in real estate.
Right?
Wasn't like something I wanted to do. All of a sudden, you just kind of get in it and you're like, wait a second, this is kind of
Yeah.
great. This is
Yeah.
kind of,
I
this
like it.
really, this is doing it for me.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so
Yeah.
now you've got the design, you've done that for a while, and now
Yep.
you're switching to this new area, this vacation rental
Yeah.
design. Let's dig deep
Yep.
in there. What led to that transition? And then open up that world a little bit more for us.
Yeah. So the interesting thing is I've always loved travel. I've always loved travel. It's something that just really just has been important for me. But kind of funny story. I was on a trip with my best friend, an international trip, and we get to this beautiful resort. It's gorgeous, right? I mean, it is insanely gorgeous, like five-star resort. We get into this room and I start picking it apart because that's what I do. And
It,
she goes, "What is wrong with you?" I go, "Well, the TV should be over there because I can't see the TV. And where are we supposed to put the luggage? Because the luggage, there's no place for it. And I don't understand why they built this little bar over here because that's just a waste of space because we could have had this like as a sitting area, blah, blah, blah." And she goes, "Only you would come to a five-star resort and start talking about this." I go, "Oh no, I'm not even talking about like the decor. It's beautiful, but the space is laid out really badly." And she goes, "Only you would do that." And I said, "Well, if they just, had done this or just had done that." And we started talking about this other place that her and her family had actually rented an Airbnb. They do this like huge camp out trip out of state. And it's like three families together at this big cabin. And they had like spent a lot of money on it. And they did this reunion. And I said, "Yeah, like, remember that cabin you guys got? And you thought it was going to be great. But, that bed thing didn't work out because of this." And we start talking and I go, "You know what? I think I should start designing for vacation rentals." And she goes, "Yeah, because apparently you're real passionate about it." And I said, "Yeah, I really am." I said, "Because I think I think they just don't know better, because
right?
they have these properties and they're amazing. They're so great properties and they're just thinking about how many beds they can, get in there and how much money they can get for it. But if they're thinking about your experience, they're going to get that rent it over and over again, and they're going to get amazing reviews. They're going to really create a guest experience that's going to elevate that, to a different.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
To a different space. And she went, yeah, that's a great idea. You should do that. And I said, yeah, I should do that. And then I kind of thought about it and kind of thought about it. And so now we're developing a whole service umbrella for that. And this last January, I had the great opportunity to go to a summit at Vegas, in Las Vegas, and there is a whole group of amazing people who are already doing this work. Shout out to the Vacation Rental Designers Collective, and it was amazing. And I learned from so many great designers who are already doing this work. Join their collective. I'm re-educating myself about this, and we're just about to launch it. So I'm really passionate about this because I feel like it's so needed. Because whereas I am designing for right now, I'm designing for homes, right? Micah, if I'm doing your home, it's for your enjoyment, right? I'm going to design a beautiful home and you're going to enjoy it. But if I'm designing for a vacation rental, I'm designing business to business. You're going to make money from that, right? So I'm giving you the tools to make money. I'm making you profit. And that, as a designer, is very exciting for me because I've always designed for enjoyment you know, and that's very, it's very important to me. But now I'm going to be designing for somebody to actually make money, and that's going to improve their life and improve their bottom line, which is exciting.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And you're nailing it, because it's like the short-term rental space, vacation rental space,
Hmm.
it is a hospitality industry.
Yes.
The best in the business that do it, that's what they understand.
Yep.
You aren't renting a room or a house, you're selling
Hmm.
an experience. That's what you are
Experience.
selling. And
Yes.
if this experience doesn't work, then the house doesn't work.
Right.
And I mean, let's all just face it, like the shiny new part of Airbnb wore off. Right.
Yes.
Our the way we judge the houses we go into now is
Mhm.
much different than the way we used to. The amount we would let off the hook beforehand just because it was like, "Oh my god, at least we have this house." That's not the case anymore.
Mm-mm.
You can't just, for lack of a better term, half-ass it. You just
Right.
can't in this industry, because
Nope.
your consumer demands a high quality product. And
Yes.
so if your business is going to work, it has to do that. And what you were saying a second ago about you walk into the room and you notice the layout, I noticed something early on in my career. I don't fill spaces well. That's not my gift, for sure. It's not my gift. And I lived in my house for like 10 years before I ever set the living room up the right way. And the moment I did, I was just like, "Oh my god, why does this feel so good in here? I'll actually sit in this room." And my wife was like, "See, I told you." Like, that's all we had to do. And I was just, I don't know, right? That's not my gift. But that's when it hit me like, whoa, wait a second. Okay, this is a blind spot then. You have to solve that problem if you're ever going to do things like this. You have to make sure hey, that may not be your thing. And inside of real estate, there's niches, especially at the highest levels, where if that's not what you're good at, someone like yourself comes in and plugs that hole. Because you were saying this a great way earlier that I really enjoyed, which was I likened it to a computer and how we write code. Like design, everybody thinks the pretty stuff and like all the cool things we get to see. And yes, that's that. However, that's like what you're seeing on the screen, where behind the scenes, it's just a bunch of numbers and letters and all the code that's written back there. But that's what makes it beautiful, especially when it comes to being profitable. Right. So in your world, take us into that. Give folks an idea of what it's really like, where it's not just pick and tile. It's really understanding a budget. Literally, it's spreadsheet living.
Yeah. Well, gosh, and something just came to my mind as you were kind of talking through that because we had a previous conversation about how much goes into it that people don't see.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
And one of the things is how many decisions go into something that you don't see, that that the client doesn't see behind just one decision, right? So if you're looking at a beautiful picture, right? Like let's say you're looking at a beautiful kitchen design on Pinterest, right? And you're looking at a tile floor and a cabinet, and you're looking at just this beautiful kitchen, right? That tile had a tile layout, it had a grout color, it had a pattern, it had the designer had to pick which kind of tile was going to be right with that subfloor, which kind of grout they were going to pick for that climate to be the right kind of grout, which kind of cabinetry joints were going to work, which kind of cabinet door. I mean, what you're looking at is probably the result of 1,500 decisions. And I'm not overestimating that. And then they're also looking at not only 1,500 decor decisions or aesthetic decisions, then they're also looking at the numbers behind the plan. How many drawings did they have to do? How many elevations did they have to do to get to that plan? And then how many budgets did they have to do, right? Like how many tile layouts, how many per square foot, how many this, how many that. So what you're looking at, this pretty picture, is the result of 1,600 decisions, probably 30 drawings, and about 4 to 5 different spreadsheets. I mean, it when you look at the back work of something and you saw it from start to finish, you would understand why you're hiring a designer or why
Mm.
you have that. We used to laugh like a pillow, right? Like you were talking about your living room and you didn't see that coming together. Um, the decisions about a pillow, like if I custom make a pillow right now, right? 20, 20 steps to making a custom pillow, like a pillow.
Wow.
What's going inside the pillow? What's trimming the pillow? What kind of stitch is the pillow? What kind of zipper is the pillow? What is the fabric of the pillow? What is the backing of the pillow? I mean, these are things that you look at a pillow and go, oh, it's a pillow, right? So,
Put
oh,
together, and it's all the behind the scenes things.
yeah,
And that's where, like you're saying, that real value comes in, and that's where I was excited about this show, is to show so people can see that, right?
yeah.
So often we're doing things a certain way because we don't know what we don't know.
Oh,
And you
yeah,
need that lid taken
yeah,
off for you to realize, like, "Oh, wow, I didn't realize putting literally this pillow right here could change the entire experience if someone has right when
right.
they walk in the door," right?
Yeah,
And how many like, that's your chance, really. That first time someone
yeah.
busts open a door in there, that's a you miss that, you better have a really badass bathroom and a great kitchen because you if you miss the walk-in, it's really
Yeah.
hard to come back.
Yeah. Well, also, and that, and one note, because I kind of got off topic a little bit with my 20 steps to a pillow, but I wanted to say too, the knowledge and the background are invaluable, right? In today's internet world and Pinterest and HGTV, what you are not seeing, you're seeing a bunch of pictures, you're seeing a 15-minute snip of before and after, and what you're not seeing is that the person behind that design or behind that TV show has a wealth of knowledge. They have worked with hundreds and maybe 1,000 different projects at this point, and every single project they have built a library of knowledge of how to get projects from A to Z. And that is extremely valuable. And the value that that brings to the table, I think sometimes people don't understand.
Right.
Case in point, can I tell you a little story? Do we have a minute?
Please. Yeah,
Okay.
please.
Okay. This actually happened 2 weeks ago, and I was like, oh, see, this is the value of having somebody who knows versus DIY stuff. So I have a client, they're moving into a new home, um, a longtime client. I love her. But she thought there was this downstairs bathroom that they had, and she thought, oh, you know what? I'm just going to take that vanity out and put like a Home Depot vanity and a new mirror up and a new light. And that's just going to be, a little refresh, right? But what she didn't consider is that this vanity was much larger than the new one that she wanted to put in. And when she would do that, that the tile would be exposed underneath because the tile wasn't put underneath this vanity.
Right.
So
Right.
essentially she'd have a hole in the floor. And then she went, oh, well, no, it's fine because I have some extra tiles from the old owner. They're in the garage and I can just do a little patch. But a tile in a box for 30 years versus the tile that was on the floor for 30 years is not gonna look the same, right? And then also, the new vanity where the faucet is not gonna be the same where the light was, so you're gonna have electrician have to move the light. So what somebody would think is like, "Oh, that's a quick fix. That's fine," right? If she didn't tell me that she was gonna do that, guess how much of a headache that would have been, and then how I would get a call in 2 weeks going, "Yeah, we decided to do this thing, and now I need you to come out and uninstall a vanity, and I need your tile people to come back and do this thing," right? And that's the value of knowledge, somebody who has done a million projects and can get that phone call and say, "No, I'm sorry, you have to do it this way."
Right. Right.
Yeah.
There's a quote I heard a long time ago, and it's always stuck with me. Folks they always know how much money they're saving, but they never know how much money they're losing.
Mm,
And that is what that lines up with, because it's
yeah,
especially when you start messing around with these things, and especially when you start doing it in the investment world. Don't
right,
just do random stuff. Be
right.
intentional about what you're doing. That's
Intentional.
how you run a business, is be intentional.
Yeah.
Well, Andrea, I really appreciate you sharing your wisdom with us today, just opening that door for folks. Again, I think it's really powerful and for them to hear it. So for those that are listening in that want to find out more about you, see what you have going on, even check out the blog you mentioned, what's the best way for them to find you?
Oh, yeah. So our website is great. It's a wealth of knowledge. We are actually just about to launch a couple of new series on our blog. It's just Authentic Home, authentic with a K home.com. And we have a great blog series, lots of content. I love sharing stories. I'm a big storyteller. So there's a lot of stuff on there that's real fun to read. And then our Instagram as well is there's links to our Instagram on our website, so you can go straight from there. But that's a good place to start to find us.
Excellent. Thank you so much for sharing that. For those watching and listening, check our show notes. I'm going to have all Andrea's links there for you to reach out to her. Like I say all the time on this show, it's not random folks we're bringing on. There are people that are professionals at what they do. If you're in these areas and you want to learn or understand or have a project, work with people and learn from people that are actually doing it. So go follow along, check out that blog, follow her on social media. Start getting that education so you can take advantage of the way the market's acting now. It requires you to be really good at it. So, Andrea, thanks again for being here. Really
Aw,
appreciate your
thanks.
time today.
I really enjoyed our
Absolutely.
conversation.
Me too. Me too. These are kind of I can go for a long time. Thank you,
Oh,
everybody
sorry.
out there, for being with us today. Appreciate you being with us. If you got value out of today's episode, please like this episode, share it with someone else you think get value out of it. And if you're not a subscriber yet, you know what to do. Click that button, follow along. We've got more conversations coming up with operators just like Andrea, folks out there building a real business in the industry. Thanks for being with us today. We'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.